What would happen if one person lies flat? What if everyone lies flat? Recently, Chinese people really have been getting shot by guns while lying down. The cause was an article posted on the official WeChat account of China's Ministry of State Security, titled "Those Who Incite Lying Flat, Tang Ping, Are Busy Day and Night." It accused lying flat of being driven by anti-China forces, of eroding Chinese youth's spirit of striving, and thereby harming national strength. It is understandable that the authorities don't want people to lie flat, but there is still some comfort in the fact that this has become a concern. Looking at history, when people can't realize their ambitions, the economy stagnates, and then a few natural or man-made calamities strike. Popular unrest often breaks out and can even bring down a dynasty. Today, lying flat has already been officially treated as the most malicious form of resistance, which shows that the country is peaceful. To eradicate lying flat, perhaps the Chinese government shall use machine guns and tanks again. But when faced with such gentle, orderly, and restrained people, resorting to such brutal methods would be impossible to justify. As former Chief Executive of Hong Kong and current Vice Chairman of the National Committee of the CPPCC, Leung Chun-ying once said, "There are always more solutions than difficulties. It would be better to clarify the nature of lying flat and then develop a lying flat economy. Perhaps that could create a new path and even demonstrate the responsibility of a major power." The Chinese government has shifted the blame onto foreign enemies, and Chinese netizens have responded with disagreement, using sarcasm and blunt rebuttal. This makes people wonder what they think about Hong Kong's 2014 umbrella movement and the 2019 anti-extradition movement, both of which were also tarred with the accusation of being incited by foreign forces. If we examine what lying flat actually is, there is no reason to hate it so much. Lying flat means maintaining only a minimally sufficient standard of living, rather than striving and struggling in exchange for a better material life. People who lie flat do not necessarily stop working, and they still have to spend money on basic living needs. If conditions permit and they are willing, they will also buy small pleasures beyond what is needed for survival. So the boundary of minimal living and just enough varies from person to person and is not entirely clear. In this way, people who lie flat still contribute labor and still consume, keeping the economic engine running. The distinctive feature of lying flat is low material desire because one sees through economic bubbles, low consumption because one seeks physical and mental balance, and low productivity because one is unwilling to work at the expense of life. This stands in sharp contrast to the three highest pungent flavors promoted by some Chinese restaurants. From a cultural perspective, this kind of shifting in thinking is nothing unusual. For instance, in art, during the Renaissance, people began to focus on humanity itself. The sacredness of religion was no longer the only object of exploration. Instead, they turned to the structure of the human body, the aesthetics based on mathematics and science, and a reflective attitude towards beauty. Artwork became more realistic and more orderly than ever before. Later, with the invention of photography, it turned out that no matter how a painter painted, a photograph would still look more lifelike. Realism was no longer the goal artists pursued obsessively. Instead, they presented the world as they saw it, which gave rise to Impressionism. More schools later emerged, each promoting different styles and focusing on different concerns. The same pattern appears in other eras, regions, and aspects of thought. When objective conditions change, and people's horizons and concerns change, new ideas emerged. Modern China has also moved from material scarcity to the pursuit of material abundance, and then to easing off material fixation and searching for a balance in life. Rather than blaming today's youth for lying flat, it would be better to reflect on whether the economic stuffing force fed over the past 30 years was itself a monster. If one doesn't judge gambling from a moral standpoint, then all kinds of gambling activities can be opened up and legalized. If one doesn't judge the adult nightlife from a moral standpoint, then red light districts can be opened and desire can be liberated within a confined scope. To release China's young labor force and consumer power, the first step is to stop making moral condemnations. Whatever someone's original moral beliefs may be, from this point on the discussion should be purely practical. The first move in developing a lying flat economy would be to promote products and services related to a lying flat lifestyle online. To offer a modest starting point, here are a few examples. 1. Hold a real-life lying flat competition show, inviting online lying flat influencers to take part for a month. Every day, they upload video diaries of their lying flat lifestyle, with income and expenses calculated so viewers can see who is lying the flattest. Scores are awarded and the highest scorer wins. If they added any spending beyond basic living needs, it is converted into cost performance value. High value earns bonus points, while low value loses points. Such a program would definitely attract advertisers selling products suited to the target audience and will stimulate multiple related industries. 2. Based on the above, what kinds of products are suitable for people who lie flat? There are basically three main categories: essentials for small living space, the online world, and offline hardware. Essentials for a small living space are the things needed in daily life. The most obvious example is food delivery. The online world refers to the free entertainment and information they often consume on the internet, with even social interaction taking place online. The once popular app 死了吗, later renamed Mumu, is a clear example. Offline hardware refers to equipment that supports online activities. People who lie flat will inevitably need a reliable smartphone or computer, as well as other audio, visual, and gaming products. Those who shoot and share videos will need even more equipment. Going further, a lying flat economy could promote Chinese soft power and make the world admire the profound philosophical depth of Chinese civilization. Lam Fang asked Confucius about the foundation of ritual, and Confucius replied, "A great question. As for ritual, it is better to be economical than extravagant. As for funeral, it is better to be sincerely sorrowful than to be meticulously arranged." Traditional Confucianism holds that ritual should be used to practice morality. If the material aspects of ritual do not point towards virtue and concern for others, then they become luxury and waste. Lying flat, by contrast, means not indulging material desires, going straight to the heart, and rethinking the relationship between material things and people, thereby accidentally achieving the Confucian ideal of self-restraint and return to ritual. Another treasure of Chinese philosophy is Taoism. In the Dou Da Ging, it says, "The 5 colors blind eyes, the 5 tones deafen ears, the 5 flavors dull tongues. Racing and hunting drive the mind mad, rare goods hinder one's conduct. Therefore the sage attends to the belly and not the eyes." The main idea is that all kinds of sensory pleasures numb the senses and distort thought and behavior, while the text advocates filling the stomach, that is, satisfying basic needs and giving up unnecessary pleasure. Although the starting point and depth of thought differ, this aligns perfectly with the logic of lying flat. It is astonishing that the wisdom from 2000 years ago resonates so closely with the folk lament of the 21st century. As the era European Middle Ages come to an end, people rediscover ancient wisdom, paving the way for the Renaissance. Today, if countless Chinese are living out ancient wisdom, is that not a great rejuvenation of the nation? Japanese minimalism is praised by the world as unmatched, and numerous forms of pop culture, merchandise, and tourism resources from Japan are branded with the label of minimalism, drawing people from all over the world, including Chinese whom even travel bans can't keep away. If China were to connect popular lying flat culture with Confucian and Taoist thought, its soft power would erupt at once, and its force can't be underestimated. I'm a layperson, yet I can already see that the lying flat economy has great potential. China has 2 things invincible in the world. First, the ability of official propaganda, and second, the common people's instinct for spotting business opportunities. Faced with a complex and changing international situation, under the strong leadership of the party, We should be full of cultural confidence, face difficulties head-on, strive to lie flat with all our might, create the next economic miracle, and direct the way for humanity. If you have any idea or like this video, please comment, like, subscribe, and share. I'll be grateful if you support me on Patreon or Substack, making us go even further. See you on the next video.